All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do realize this is week 7. Okay. Is your, oh, did you turn it down? Okay. All right. Anyway, this is week 7. This is where you should be. I think there is a couple, one or two that are actually on week 7. So we're going to solve systems of equations, and we're going to do it 3 ways. And the first way is going to be with graphing. So graphing is, unless you have a calculator or you have graph paper, it's one of the harder ways to do it. You might think that it's easier, but it's really a little bit harder. So we have these 2 equations. Let's go up here. One of them has a positive slope, right? This first one has a positive slope, and the second one has a negative slope. So they're going to be going, one's going to be going this way, one's going to be going, whoops, this way. So they are going to intersect. And these are just a few points, and we draw a line. You really only need 2 points to draw a line, right? A straight line, you just need 2 points. And there we go. So, yes, Brittany.
So wait, is this the part where you find you do the graphing part and then you do that triangle thing and then rise over one?
That's how you do the graphing thing. Yes, yes. So the question was, Brittany was asking about how to do the graphing. You find, so for this first line, this line right here, you could just use this y-intercept, and that's this point. And then what happened was you went up 2, because the slope was 2. So it's 2 over 1, rise over run. And then rise over run, okay? And that gets you your points. And the second one was a negative slope. And it started up here at positive 4, then 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so what's the intersecting point? Write it down there in the chat box. See if you can read it from the graph. Oh, I already put it up there. Sorry, guys. Okay, it's 3 or 1, 3. Remember, the x goes first. So graphing isn't the only way, and it's not really just the best way, because you have to have some pretty accurate kind of graphs. And not all your answers are going to be integers. And integers, remember, are whole numbers, positive and negative whole numbers. All right, so we're going to learn another way. So the first way we're going to learn is with substitution. And graphing to solve the system of equations has some serious drawbacks, all right? So we're going to learn substitution. This is a method that's particularly useful, and it can be one of the easier ways. All right, so the steps are, you're going to solve one of the 2 equations that you have for one of the variables. If you have 2 equations, you're going to have 2 variables. If you have more than 2, you're going to have as many variables as you do equations. So, you know, later on in life when you take, you know, math 4 or 5 or, I don't know, linear algebra, then you'll learn all about that. But right now we're only going to do 2. Okay, so you're going to solve for one of the variables, and then you're going to substitute that into the other equation. Then you're going to solve the equation that you substituted into. And, uh-oh, what happened there? I do not know. Okay, that's it. Wrong. Then you're going to find your answer, substitute back, and then you're going to check your answers. All right, so for this particular problem, we have a system, right? We have 2 equations. So this second equation is already solved for x. So we don't have to do a whole lot here. We're just going to substitute this negative 2y up here into this part right there. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Let's make sure that that's making sense, right? Everyone get that? Give me a hey, yay, nay. No, I'm totally lost. Thank you. All right. So, oops, right there for x, we're going to substitute in our negative 2y. Combine like terms. Well, we're going to do our distribution first, then we're going to combine some like terms, then we're going to divide by the coefficient that's in front of the y, and we're going to get our y is negative 4. Now, I want you guys to look at these. Which is going to be the easiest one to solve for your x variable? We always want to make it easy on yourself. If I put it in equation 1 or equation 2, which one's easier to solve for x? Yeah, it's easier to put it right back here. Either one will work, but 2 is easier. Okay, so we're going to put in negative 4 for x, and we get that x is our negative 4 for y, and x is 8. So 8, 4 is our solution. All right, so that means that the solution, there's one solution, so these are intersecting lines. All right, what about this one? Which one do we want to use? Do we want to solve the top one for y, the bottom one for y? What's going on? Yes, Brittany.
So when you solve these kind of equations, do you have to like try to get the other variable on the other side or something?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If you guys want to ask a question, just turn on your mic and ask so everyone can hear. So, because Brittany just asked, when we're solving these equations, we want to get just one variable on one side and all the other stuff on the other side. So for this particular one, this is already solved for x, so I'm going to take this 3, negative 2y, and I'm going to put it up there for x. Okay? All right, so I want you guys to take just a minute, see if you can get what y is before I go through these. Okay, let's see. Did you get that much?
Yeah.
Everyone got that much?
Yeah.
What would you do next? Add what?
The y's.
Add the y's together. So what would you get then?
3.
6 plus 3y. Subtract the 6's from both sides, right? So 3y is equal to negative 18. Divide by 3. Do you see?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So y is equal to negative 6. Again, making this easy on yourself, which one of these two equations do you want to put that negative 6 into? The top one or the bottom one? Which one looks easier? The bottom. If I put negative 6 in here, I can solve for x. Piece of cake, right? So put negative 6 into that second equation. What do you get for x? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay. If I put negative 6 in here, what do I get for my x value? Did you get something?
15.
Okay. Okay, so 3 plus 12, right? Negative 2. What's 3 plus 12? 15. Don't question yourself. So our solution is 15, negative 6.
coordinate pairs. Oh.
Coordinate pair, exactly. All right. Substitution. Let's see if we can do this one. This one is not solved. Neither one of these are solved for x or y. Which one do you want to use, the top or the bottom? You want to solve for x, you want to solve for y?
The top.
Okay, we got one person that's saying the top, and what would you solve for?
Y. -4y.
Negative 4y is already solved for. What if I just subtracted the 1?
And you're solving for x.
Then I'd have my x. Wouldn't that be easier than dividing by 4, and then you don't have to use fractions? Again, and I'm just trying to show you, make this as easy as you can, because you don't want, do you want to play with fractions? No. Most people don't like fractions. So what we would do is take our top variable, our top equation, I'm sorry, subtract 1, and we'd get that. So solved for x. So then I'm going to take this negative 1 minus 4y, and I'm going to put it in here. Let's see if I've got this one all done. See, they solved for x. Of course I did. All right, and I'm going to substitute that negative 4y minus 1 or negative 1 minus 4y, doesn't matter what order you put it in for y. All right, take a couple minutes, see if you can finish this out. You don't need your fingers. Okay, you guys keep on working. I know Jordan's working away over here. Brittany's working. Is that what you got? Minus 2. Wait, let me get my little pen working here. So we distributed. That's the 8y minus 2 minus 5y. We're going to add 2 to get rid of this. Yes. Or you can combine like terms. You don't exactly have to do it in that order, right? Then if you combine negative 8 and negative 5, you get negative 13. You added 2 over there. So what did you get for y? Negative 1. Okay, now, where's the easiest place to put that negative 1 to solve for the other variable? You could put it in here. You could put it in here. Or you could even put it down here. This one's already solved for x, so if I just put my negative 1 in here, I get 4 minus 1, and I get 3. Does that make sense? You have a choice. Again, make this as easy as possible, right? This one wouldn't be hard if I put negative 1 in here. That one wouldn't be too hard. This one, there'd be just a little bit of math to do, a little fun math, you know, if you had some time. This one is going to be done in a second. All right. 3, negative 1 is the solution. All right, now we're going to try and solve by elimination. And that is exactly what it says it is, where you eliminate one of the variables. 9 times out of 10, and I'm not saying this is going to happen every time, but the easiest way, oops, sorry, The easiest way to do this is to add these things together. If I add a positive x and a negative x, what do I get?
0.
0. They are eliminated. So now I'm going to add positive y plus 3y. So 1y plus 3y is how many y's?
4.
3.
1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, what about 12 plus a negative 8 or minus 8? What's 12 minus 8? 4. So I'm going to solve for y now. Divide both sides by 4. Y is 1. And again, the trick here is to make it easy. I can take that 1 and I can put it either in the top one or the bottom one. It doesn't matter which. Okay, so we're going to line everything up. I already did this, but we're going to eliminate or get rid of the variable. In this particular case, we want the x's to be gone. Oops. Divide by 4. So y is 1.
Well, can you go back?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Divide by 4 and y is 1. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put it back into either one. You could put it back up here. So if I put x plus 1 is equal to 12, what's x? 11. All right. So does that make sense to everybody? And again, whichever one you want to do, you do. That's the intersecting point. Now you can check your answers, and they work. All right. Here's one for you. Eliminate. Which variable does it look like it would be the smartest one to eliminate?
X.
Look at them again.
Oh, y.
Yeah, because y is a negative 4 and then a positive 4. When I add those two things together, I'm going to add them. Oops, gotta get my pencil. So I'm going to get, these will be eliminated. Alrighty, so it's 5 minus 2.
3.
And negative 21 plus 18. So what's x?
1.
X is 1. Does that make sense to everybody what I did?
Wouldn't it be a negative 3?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Ashley's up on it. Always watch my signs. I get a little excited and should be a negative 3, so that would be, let's see if they did what we did. Oops. I think I missed it. No, I guess I didn't. So x is negative 1. Then you look back at the equations and you decide which one is the easiest. It doesn't matter which one you put it in, but again, make it easy on yourself.
So if you put it in both of them, you'll still get the same answer.
You better get the same answer or else you've done something wrong. Okay, so either one is going to work. That's my answer. All right. Check. And oops, check. Good, good and good. Okay. Can you guys see that one? Which one are you going to eliminate? See what you can do with this one.
Y.
Okay, so on this side we've got everyone's going to eliminate the y's. You guys decide what you want to eliminate.
then all you do is take what x equals, plug it into.
Either one, doesn't matter which one. All right, so did everybody get an answer for y? Make sure that everything is lined up. We're going to add these together because the y's can be eliminated. They have the same coefficient but different signs, so that means they're going to add up to 0. So x is -2. Again, does not matter which one you put it in, but you get an answer. Then you're going to check your answers. You're probably just trying to do it too fast, I would bet. Okay, I think we only have 2 more to go. Which one do you want to eliminate here? X or Y?
Y.
Okay, so they both have the same, X's are both +1, Y's +1, and then a +7. So how can I get rid of, since these two have the same coefficients, how could I get rid of them? Instead of adding, I could do what? Subtract. Okay, so let's subtract. What's x minus x? 0. So we're going to eliminate that. Now what we're going to have is y minus 7. So 1 minus 7 is? Yes, John, we're going to subtract the whole equation. So 1 minus 7. 1y minus 7y is?
We're getting 1.
Oh, because there isn't a number in front of there,
Oh, okay.
so it's always a 1.
What would that be, 8?
We're subtracting. This is why it's kind of tricky to do the subtraction. It's 1 minus 7. Okay? It's tricky to do the subtraction. That's why I always like to add if I can. So now we have 30 minus 6. What's 30 minus 6?
24.
So what's y going to be?
4.
-4. Okay, and then again, you put it in whichever equation is easiest for you to solve for your other variable. So we've lined everything up.
Where did you get the 4 from?
Back here, if I divide both sides by -6,
Oh,
okay. All right. Oops, there we go. In this case, you decide what you want to do. Let me show you. If you multiply every term by -1, then you change the signs of that second equation, right? Now you can add them and it's not as crazy thinking. Does that make sense? Get the same answer. Put it in whichever one is easiest for you. So x is 34. All right. What do you guys think? Let's check them. 30 is 30. 6 is 6. All right. We got one more. This has got to be the last one. What do you think you want to do here? We've lined everything up, but we don't have the same coefficients in front of our variables. By that, I mean that our x is a 1 and this one is a 2. This one, our y is a 1, this one is a 3. What do you want to do? James says to multiply the first one by 2. Okay? Could divide by 2. What about this? Oops, hold on. What about getting a pen? Okay. What about if I did this? If I multiplied this top one by a -2. All right? Then I'd get -2x minus 2y is equal to -8. And I'd have a 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What would I do now? Which variable do you want to eliminate?
Y.
Look again.
X.
Okay, yx and not y. That's a lot of y's. Why do you want to eliminate the x's and not the y's?
Because you have 0 x.
Yeah, if we add these two things together, we would get rid of that. So what's -2 plus 3? 1. And what is -8 plus 9? 1. Yeah, we don't want decimals. Definitely do not want decimals. They can be annoying, but they're not. Okay, so then y is equal to 1. Put it back in whichever equation is easiest. And personally, I would think that the top one is easier, right? So our point is 3, 1. Lined up, multiply by -2, which is what we did. Either equation. Again, this is a personal choice. Whichever equation you want to use, whatever is easiest. That works. That works. That's the end. Oh boy, that was perfect. Alrighty, guys. This is week 7. If you aren't on week 7, please send me a message. Come see me. We need to get you moving so that you will get through the first quarter. Any questions?
What week am I on?
I'd have to go back and look. We did census and sampling. Yeah. All right, if you guys have no questions, you are free to go.
Are you here tomorrow?
I am not here tomorrow.
You on
What about
Friday?
Mm-mm.
No, you're coming back next Wednesday.
Monday.
Oh, next Monday.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, miss, I'm in week 6, so I'm catching up.
Then you're doing good.